Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode of Coffee with Coach. Hope you're up, doing well, got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, let's put it in the right place. So today, I want to share another piece, a little snippet with you of what I've been listening to. Okay, I've already been up for a couple hours already, and I've been listening to just the same interview over and over again, and I shared a piece of it with you guys yesterday. So if you didn't catch yesterday's episode, check it out. Just scroll back down and find it. If not, go to YouTube and check it out. But again, it's Carlos Reyes. All right, multiple deportations to multi-millionaire. All right, multiple deportations to multi-millionaire. All right, and this is on the Darren Woodson show. Okay, so Darren Woodson, former Dallas Cowboy, has his own podcast, and it's really just a lot of good, positive, motivational stuff. Interviewing people, hearing their stories, where they started, and to get to where they are now, and all the hardships and the ups and downs and that kind of stuff. And so I really enjoy that. I love to hear people's stories. I want to know how they got to where they got to, the things that they went through, the perseverance, the mindset, what it took, what kind of things that they just had to fight through to get where they're at. And so when I hear stuff like this, I just want to share it because that's what you're supposed to do. Okay. So in this episode, they're talking about him being, being deported a couple times. His mother tried to get him and his brother across the border, achieved it, but then got caught, had to go back, and then eventually made it, and so on and so forth. And now he's a multimillionaire here in the U.S. So they asked him about what is like hard work mean to you, what is that? And that was a question. And his answer was basically from his mother, from eyes open to eyes closed. And so again, like I said, when I'm going throughout my day, I'm just listening to this stuff. I got it in my pocket, it's in my hoodie, it's in my little pouch on my hoodie, or when I'm walking my dog. And certain things will just hit me, and it'll make me stop and then rewind it. And so when he said that, from eyes open to eyes closed, meaning he's just always working. Okay, that's what he's talking about. He's just busy, just grinding, just putting in work. Now, these guys always talk about there's that grind, there's that work where you're doing good work, where it's actually being beneficial and you're growing. Okay, you're growing mentally, and you're learning new skills. And then you're just the other grind where you're just working and just doing the same old stuff every day, and you're not really getting anywhere with that. You're just kind of maintaining. So he was talking about his mother just basically was just very determined to get them out of the position that they were in. I guess their dad was very abusive. I want to say he said in the interview he put a gun to his mom's head and his whatever, and it was this pretty bad situation. So his mom moved him and his brother an hour away from where they were at in Mexico, and then eventually found their way to the United States. But his mother was basically in this podcast his role model for work ethic. She didn't basically have any time to feel pity, be down and out, sit around and do nothing, because she was just so busy trying to get them out of the position that they were in, that from eyes open to eyes closed, she was just putting in that work to get them a better life. And when I hear people talk sometimes, and actually I got a message, yesterday about someone having too much time on their hands, and they were watching Netflix, and they were basically there was nothing on Netflix to watch. And I'm like, well, why are you watching Netflix? Why are you you got all this time on your hands. Why are you just sitting around wasting it on Netflix? Now, I will say, Netflix does have some good stuff on it, the movie The Founder, Ray Kroc, McDonald's. In that section there is some, those are the things that I go to when I turn on Netflix, as I want the real life story movies. I want to the McDonald's story is it's a great story. It's a, to me, that's me. I'm a business owner. I don't work for anyone else but myself, and you see stories like that and I gravitate towards that. So movies like that are on there. Wolf of Wall Street, whatever, just anything that has to do with that. I am going to watch that. Okay. And that's beneficial to me. Their mindsets, the way they think, what happens when you get too greedy, what happens when you step on people, all those things are lessons to be learned from other people's mistakes. So there are some benefits to the Netflix things. But, if you're down and out and you're sad and you want to just sit around and watch Netflix when you could be learning some other things. Look, guys, this phone it's a bad thing. There is no doubt about it. People can misuse this phone in a lot of different ways to where it will just eat up all your time and feed your mind with a bunch of crap. Or you can use it to find stuff like what I'm listening to and feed your mind with good stuff. To hear these stories, to once you get into this little world over here with these interviews, these podcasts, and you get to learn who people are, and then someone brings someone on their podcast, and you go check out their life story and how it's very interesting, because it just goes to show you, like the episode I did not that long ago, what one man can do, another can do. Like if they can do it, why can't I do it? And that should be the mindset. Like finding ways to just be like, man, it seems like they had a lot harder time in life than what I'm going through, and they made it. So why can't I make it? Or, I'm going through the exact same thing, I'm going to make it too, versus the other stuff that I get all the time. It's pretty tough to deal with. You try to hear people out, you try to listen, but at the end of the day, if you don't want to put in that work from eyes open to eyes closed, man, you are gonna find time to sit around and be sad, to have a self-pity and not accomplish anything and get mad at the world, because that's what some people, that's what a lot of people do. When I hear them talk, they're just pissed off at other people because they're winning and they're not, and all they got to do is do what they do. But some people just don't want to do the work. They don't want to put in what it takes, to get where they need to get to. And it's just as simple as that. And this mother with her two boys, was survival mode, fighting for her life every day, trying to get her and her kids from a bad position in Mexico to a good position in the U.S., and did everything that she could to do that. She just didn't have time to sit around and, just in pity and just be sad and be depressed and talk about anxiety and all this stuff. She just got to work and kept working until she got her kids to a safe place, and now their kids, as a payback, paying it forward, this guy Carlos is doing really, really well for himself. And like he talks about it in this podcast, his mom doesn't have to work another day in her life. He talks about her working in the fields. Arizona is like 120 degree weather, back-breaking stuff, all to just put food on the table so that they can eat, so on and so forth. So it's just really good stuff. You got to find ways to get yourself out of the mindset that you're in and put it into a different mindset to where it's going to benefit you, because there's always someone with a worse story than yours. There's always someone that has it worse than you, that's going through a tougher time than you, that has whatever, and at certain points in your life, you think like, why me? Woe is me kind of thing. Why is this happening to me? And there's other people in your same position or worse that are winning. So why aren't you winning? And the reason why you're not is because of who you're talking to, who you're getting your advice from, who you're hanging out with, what you're listening to, what you're watching on Netflix. Again, I look at Netflix and I'll watch what I watch, business stuff, or, something in that sense, like the movie Rush, that's on Netflix now. If you haven't seen the movie Rush, the Formula One drivers, the battle between the two, the nemesis, how it helps push you to that next level. Like, you got to have someone that's going to push you. You got to have someone that's, you just like, can't stand that person. But it's in a good way, to where it's a competitive thing between you and someone else, to where you're helping each other push each other up to the next level, even though you're on opposite sides. So again, there's some things where you can use Netflix to, watch some good stuff to push you and motivate you and get your mind put in the right place. Or you can sit there and watch, shows like, This Is Us or whatever else, and just watch people cry. And, I was like, man, I got my own problems. I don't want to sit there and watch other people's problems. And it's like, just like a drama-based show where it's like, there's no fruit in it. There's nothing to get from it. It's just what people want. It's like watching the Kardashians or something, man. Like it's a waste of time. Like why are we watching this? I want to watch something where it's gonna be like, yeah, they did that. I can do that too. You know what I mean? So again, eyes open to eyes closed. You're working the entire time, some way, somehow. You might not be working physically with your hands, but with your mind, you are absorbing really good information to help you grow. Okay. And again, this comes up just after, again, yesterday, someone messaging me talking about, they're just going through a really tough time in life, and and it's their fault. It's all of their fault. And they haven't, I'm looking at the book over here. They haven't taken this, any of this extreme ownership. When it's all your fault and you put all the blame on yourself instead of other people, your life completely starts to change in a positive direction versus putting it on everything else. Even blaming Netflix, because that's what this person was doing. They were blaming Netflix because there was nothing to watch. And there is stuff to watch. If you have the right mindset, there are some good things to watch on there. You know what I'm saying? I love the samurai. There's a show on there called Age of the Samurai. And I watched, how these warriors throughout a certain area of time were battling each other for, basically the power of Japan. And then, I'm waiting for the next episode to come out and how it shifted to where there's no war and now there's peace. But it was just, I'm fascinated by the samurai. I've always have been, it's just one of those things. It's part of jiu-jitsu, the martial art, the whatever. And so there is good stuff that will put some good things into your mind, or you can sit around and watch, like I said, the Kardashians and just fill your mind with crap and not get anything out of it, whatever. So eyes open to eyes closed. Let's get to work. Let's get to it, and let's make it happen. Catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you.